Hi, folks. This is part three of my uh, first attempt at video blogging, and this is from my website, brucecampaign.org. It's an article I wrote. Article's called "Redefining Sex." No thanks. So the first one was kind of introduction. The second was titled "What is Trans?" and that was a rather long one. This was a little shorter, and this is called "I prefer to use pronouns that correspond to sex." I can clearly understand how a lesbian might take a strong issue with a perm, cross-dressing, full lifestyle, immersive femme lesbian imitate heterosexual man telling the world that they're simply a woman who is a lesbian. I don't support gender self-identification for that reason and others. I feel like a person can add all the adjectives that they want to describe themselves, but their gender is what it is. It's absolutely fine for me to immediately notice the gender of another human and to automatically refer to them as the corresponding pronouns. All humans are built to automatically detect such things, so why am I asked to deny my basic humanity for this fiction? I went along with it for a while, coerced into acceptance, knowing that calling someone other than what they say they prefer was walking into a lecture in demonization. Openly disagreeing is not tolerated, and debate is not allowed. Debate is considered by the trans activists as a form of denying someone's humanity, as violence, erasure, and has even been called genocidal. Of course, this is absolutely false. The only thing hurt by such a debate is their arguments. Despite this, the expressively emotive condemnation displayed is rarely questioned. And this is a form of coercive pressure because who wants to be seen as genocidal? A lesbian woman might consider that if there is obvious use of coercive pressure in demanding the use of a trans woman's preferred pronouns, what other ways are the trans community accepting of coercion? There are many stories come from lesbians saying they are feeling coercive pressure to have sex with trans women lesbians. I'd see the trans community putting that pressure on lesbians because if they don't, they can be very harshly attacked. In that situation, she would be seen as rejecting him from her gender, which could be seen as her defending the fact that she isn't attracted to male bodies, or it could be seen as her being hateful and otherizing. Coercion is generally seen as unacceptable outside of use by law and order because it uses force and threats. Social pressure, on the other hand, is kind of different than coercion. Social pressure someone gains from joining in, but they don't face any threats other than the fear of missing out. I won't use pronouns because it's coercive, and accepting coercion in this may lead to encouraging coercion towards the situation I described above. Rejecting pronouns for this reason, or any other reason, aside from outright disgust, is not being a bigot. In fact, it seems incredibly strange that not calling a male she should be seen as offensive. I am a straight male. If I call a trans woman lesbian a straight man, I'm calling them into my own gender and orientation. I'm indicating that I accept that person as being part of my understanding of the social construct of being a man. It's important to me that being a man can mean being femme, wearing a dress, or being gay. I don't want the definition of being a real man to basically mean toxic masculinity and macho uncouth aggressiveness. I want trans women in my gender social construct. Is that me being a right wing transphobic bigot? Some of us grew up in a world where some men are called pussies, or the F word, or little girls when they showed emotions or weakness, or even when they stood up against such bullying as well. What a world that now a man is supposed to call another man a woman, or else they're being a bigot. Ultimately, when it comes to the question of what is trans, I've come up with the following. A trans person is a self identifying trans person. Yes, it's a circuitous logic. detached from any definition and entirely subjective. I think I'm trans, therefore I am trans. However, what I've also concluded is what trans is not and never will be, in spite of any feelings one holds, any disorders of sex development they may or likely do not have, regardless of hormones and operations. A trans woman, a trans person, is never the opposite gender of their natural sex. The best I've come up with is that trans is an enticingly all-encompassing fiction for an otherwise complex and multifaceted grouping of crossdressers. The fiction can never be accepted as real because it's fiction. A man cannot be a woman. However, the group of complex, multifaceted crossdressers are people, just like the rest of us. They can be accepted. All right, thank you, folks. That was part 3. And the next part coming up is how then are trans oppressed? So stay tuned. Thank you very much. If you like it, please like it and share. Thanks.